Yes, we're live. Hello, hello to anyone who is coming in right now. I don't know if anyone's in here actually. What up? Ah, there you guys are. Hello, Regs. I am drinking some CBD seltzer tonight. I'm not drinking Prosecco, even though I kind of need a fucking drink after that episode. For those of you who don't know why you're here right now, hi Sarah. We just watched episode 2 of Succession, season 4. Man, I need like a fucking drink. As you can tell, James is not here. He will be joining me. Oh, he just sent a request. Should I just keep him out? Should I block him out? Should I pull like a Succession thing? Shout out to a Peruvian teeter. Okay, coming. Hold on. I will view requests. Should I go live? I'm just gonna read some of your guys' stuff. You want me to say "There goes Monica crying again"? But do you want me to say it like Beth? Oh,
Am I
well.
in?
Look who it is.
We're fucking
You're
in.
fucking in. How do I sound?
You
Do I
sound
sound
great.
okay?
Hello, everybody. Sorry.
Welcome to my
Hey, it's
live.
great to be here. It's great to be here. I'm excited to talk to you about the episode. We intentionally didn't text throughout, so we could all discuss together.
Okay, when somebody else comes in, you can't see as much of the chat, which oh, there I go.
Well,
I
how
did
did you
it. I
do it?
did it actually. Um, I just
Oh,
like
there you go.
swiped up a little,
Okay,
so,
cool.
and you could see more of the comments on my face, which is totally fine.
Hey, hey, what are you drinking there?
Hi. I I just told them I'm drinking CBD seltzer because I don't want to have a hangover tomorrow day. You're not here. Felt a little weird to drink
Very
alone.
chill. Very
So
chill. I'm kind of joining you and just drinking water. So it's a
why don't you tell the people why you're not here? Some people are confused. They're like, I thought
Yeah,
you
well,
guys
we
lived
do
together.
live together. This weekend, I decided to come back home to San Jose and spend a little time with my family before Easter, which is a holiday my family celebrates. But I'm going to be spending Easter on the East Coast with Taylor's fam. So I drive back down to Los Angeles where we live tomorrow.
Also, I see a lot of like
Yeah,
Yellowstone commenters in here, and I just want to say like you're not overlooked, and we actually have some Yellowstone coming up. So, um, love that you guys love that. Love that you love the Beth quotes and processing the meat. I'm gonna pin that comment that there's
oh,
Succession
oh yeah,
spoilers
yeah. I'm
there.
excited to dive in here and spoil it for everybody who hasn't seen it.
I Succession up to
I'm so jealous of your
spoiler
lighting. Your lighting's
alert.
good. Mine looks like I'm in some cabin somewhere when I'm really not.
You look like you're in like some dungeon. Okay, wait. Post and then hold on. Need Kendall singing scene ASAP. That's
That's
funny.
a good sketch.
Okay. So we thought we thought we heard how you're doing. I'm doing good. Why don't we just
Yeah.
get
What did you
into
think of
it?
the episode?
I thought it was fucking great. I thought it was 20 times better than the opener, than the first episode. What
I
did you think?
absolutely agree. I thought that was one of my favorite episodes of the series. Surprisingly, it really picked up the first opening scene with them in California. Again, it was throwing me off a little bit, but then it just picked up and it just stayed at a 10 out of 10 the entire time.
Well, like I said, I don't think I like them in California. Like I just don't want them there. I don't want them in LA. It just feels weird. And then also like I think it speaks to this show is the best when everybody's forced together. And when they're all separated, we're just losing
Absolutely,
the
and I'm
dynamic of the
sure we'll get to
show.
that last scene. Speaking about everybody together.
Oh,
Well, not the last scene, but
yes.
towards the end.
Do you want I know what you're saying. Do you want to just go like I kind of took some notes. Do you want to just go through someone had asked us to do like kind of a recap
Sure.
of the episode. So I say we recap it, go over our thoughts on it, and then
Great.
and
Yeah.
yeah, just
I mean,
groove.
how do you want to recap it here?
Well, starting off, I mean, I think we got a strong first line of "Happy Christmas, you clock
Yeah.
watching fucks." Like, there were, like, to me, this was Logan's
Yes.
episode, and
Yes.
Brian Cox.
I completely agree. He shined throughout the whole thing. They started off in Napa, or wherever the hell the kids were, and they were hanging out watching Carrie's anchor video, which was absolutely hysterical.
That was really funny. Peak
Oh,
Succession
yeah,
comedy to me.
exactly. Yeah, and then we got to see inside the ATN new headquarters.
Wait, I was gonna say you're missing the
Oh,
whole
no,
Santa
that was
Claus
an
hitman.
incredible scene.
That was in a lot of the preview, so I knew it was coming, but like it still hit so good for me when that fucking speech that Logan
Yeah,
gave
well, can
on
we
the
talk about that?
boxes.
That was a
I just
phenomenal performance there.
that
Yeah,
gave me shivers.
yeah,
That literally gave me chills.
that. I mean, that was a Shakespearean speech, pretty much.
That's what I thought. I
Yeah,
was like, he's really showing
yeah,
his theater
exactly.
here.
But my favorite part about that, before he started speaking, was how about Greg wrangling all of the people around? Did you catch that on the side up to the paper podium?
No, I'm smiling, being like, hi, but I didn't
Just
like catch
him
him
brown
wrangling
nosing
anyone
is
in.
the funniest thing. His body language of just wrangling the people was hilarious. I thought Greg had a great episode as well.
Yeah. Greg, really? He didn't stand out to me. Like Tom stands
I
out to me,
got
but
some
Greg didn't
notes
stand out
about
to
his
me.
performance that we'll tap into a little bit later. That I'm curious to get your thoughts on.
Okay. Okay, so we got Santa
Yeah,
Claus Hitman roaming around ATN because he's like, fuck, they're getting pierced, then I'm going
love
balls
it,
to the walls with ATN, and we're gonna make this the biggest, baddest
love it.
news company ever, which like respect. Um, and then we have Shiv talking to a divorce lawyer, and she got iced out from all of the. Oh, James left. Well, I can tell you what happened. She got iced out by all of the divorce lawyers because Logan gave Tom advice to do that. And then in the end, we hear her say, like, what the fuck was that? And he's like, well, you're not around, which is interesting. I'd love to know if you guys kind of agree with him doing that or disagree with him doing that. So I thought that was great. I love them all shitting on Carrie. It was super interesting how Logan was just pulling all of the string. Oh, James is like trying to get back in here. Yes, you can come back in. It was really interesting to me that Logan was pulling all of the strings and not telling
Yeah,
them.
what's up? Sorry about that.
Oh, hi. I was just saying I thought it was really interesting that Logan was pulling all of the strings but not saying it, like
Yes.
making Tom do his dirty work. But like, why do you think that Logan didn't like now isn't powerful enough to like say it himself?
Gonna shit where he eats here, Carrie's young, he's not. He's a smart guy.
I don't love.
He's not gonna piss her off. He's gonna do what Tom does. He's gonna send his henchman, which is Tom, to go do his dirty work, which then Tom sends Greg to go do the dirty work. And how freaking hysterical was that scene with Greg? That's what I want to talk about Greg. I think, and I realized it in this episode, Nicholas Braun, rather, he's so good at giving the other actors that he works with such higher status. Like,
oh, totally. And that's not easy to do, especially when you have like when you're. I always think about this with Game of Thrones, where there's series regulars in shows, which means they're in every single episode, and like they're the freaking stars. And then I always think about the day players who come in, so the actors who are just cast. I'm explaining this to anyone who doesn't know. The actors who are just cast for that day, and then they're supposed to have higher status. Like if they're like a king or some shit, they're supposed to have higher status than all of the series regulars. How much balls that has to take and how much power that has to take. And it's like the opposite with Greg, where he's like one of the head honchos on set, but he's so good at acting like that kind of beta low status
Yeah,
person. So
yeah, it makes, I'm sure, everybody else's life so much easier that has to act them. Um, but
yeah.
yeah, I just thought I'd drop that because I thought that was so funny. But okay, let's keep it rolling. Keep it going.
I do have like a couple things in that little speech. Did you
Yeah,
catch Tom
yeah, yeah.
saying I can give
I
you a
wrote
kiss
that one
from
down. I
here?
took a note of that. I thought that was a funny line. Honestly, it's
I thought it was funny. I thought it was a little like,
a little out of
would he
pocket. It
really
was
say
something I
that?
felt like you would write in one of our sketches. Yeah,
Yeah, in a sketch. Like, and even so, I might be like,
yeah.
I don't know, it feels like a little much. But I will say, I think that the rest of the comedy, and then when, what is his name? When he was watching it with Jerry on the
Oh,
laptop,
Hugo.
and then Logan comes in, he's like, what are you
Hugo.
watching?
That was
So,
good. Yeah,
so
yeah. I
good.
was like, man, dude, the
So good.
comedy in this episode is just crushing it. I mean, with the last episode being so heartbreaking towards the end and just being so tense,
Yeah.
fuck, man, this episode had some great laughs. And I watched it with my dad, who doesn't watch Succession, actually. You know, he's seen a few episodes from the first season, and he was super engaged the whole time. And after the episode, I was like, you don't even watch the show. And that was, you agree, that was an incredible episode. He was like, oh, fuck yeah, that was insane. It was great. Great television.
Yeah, I think that the I think that the comedy works the best when it's the most grounded. And like I think it works the best when it's most situational. And I think they really tied all of their comedy out of the situations and the status and not just like trying to be funny. Where like the I can kiss you from here felt a little like trying, we
Yeah, it
know we're
felt a
being
little
funny kind
out
of
of
thing right
pocket.
now. Okay, so those I just wanted to catch us up. Did you comment on how she got iced out by all
No,
the
but
divorce
I saw you
lawyers?
talking about that before I hopped back on. So you were asking, do I think that was cool or not cool to do?
Like, do you agree with, because like we'll dip into the end a little here, but she's like, yeah, what the fuck was that? And Logan was like, well, he asked me for advice. You weren't here. He
I
was. What do you think
mean,
about that?
it's this is part of the reason why Logan's so tough to love because it's his daughter, you know. If it was anyone else, yeah, great advice. But the fact that it was against his daughter, it's kind of a dick move. But all's fair in love and war, right? So this is kind of what we're dealing with here. There, yeah,
Okay. So yeah. No, I agree. But I don't want to go too much into the last
sure,
scene because there's so
sure.
much I want to dive in there. Um, along, we get the kids. Logan fucked him over with the helicopter, and then they get to Connor's
Okay.
rehearsal dinner, and Willa is just freaking out. She's
So at
like, "I'm fucking
first, I
out."
was so pissed because I'm like, I wanted to see the goddamn Willis speech. I'm like, you're gonna rob us from a hilarious cocktail dinner that she walks out on, and then afterwards, I'm thinking about it after the episode.
Funny though.
I'm like, that's it felt so real. Like if we've all been in those situations where you walk into a room that just had insane like awkward tension and energy, and they captured that so well with them walking in, all the tables are empty, Connor's sitting there drinking his wine all alone. It was so well done.
And it was just like, I mean, I felt so bad for Connor this whole episode, and he finally kind of got his say at the end. But like, even just them walking in late, I was like, I feel like he's at an empty fucking table. He had no one sitting at his table except Willow
Yeah,
probably and maybe her mom. But like, it was just again how the family just
yeah,
like didn't
yeah.
care about him.
And well, you know who did kind of care? Surprisingly, Rome.
Who? Yeah,
Rome,
that doesn't
you know,
surprise me.
Rome, as big of a dick as he is, he has the biggest heart out of anyone in the whole show.
But that, I feel like that's usually how it goes. It's like the more like
Yeah.
jokey dicks usually have the biggest hearts. And like, I totally agree. I mean, yeah. and what about just like the whole beginning of them wanting more money? And he from the beginning was just no, no. And
Yeah,
this is all because of the last fucking episode too. He was like,
yeah,
no, we're asking for too much. He's the smartest one and the most grounded one and the one
yeah,
with he's the smartest
yeah. I
one.
completely agree.
Uh, Yeah, so then they go, Connor's like, I want to go on the fucking town and be like a normie. And I thought that was a
Great
fantastic fucking
choice.
thing to do. And I love that they just went to this like grimy dive bar and just like seeing them order drinks and sit and like not know what to get. And Connor's lines were so funny of like, I just want whatever like
Yeah,
an
and
average
then he
Joe would
just picks
get.
like this like German beer. Um, no, that was great. That was definitely a dive bar that you and I would probably frequent at. And
Yeah, no,
yeah,
this is
no,
my
I
shit.
thought, and something that was interesting there. I guess it's pretty obvious given the past two episodes, but sober Ken's back on the wagon.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
no,
He
he's
was
back on
drinking?
the wagon, on the wagon. Um,
Oh, yeah, I
yeah,
was like, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he
Gotcha,
ordered
gotcha, gotcha.
bitters and soda, which is the
Yeah.
recovering drink, and I thought that was a nice little way of showing it because it wasn't a moment. The camera was kind of moving away from him, and they threw that line in just at the tail end, and that's just good. It's painting the picture really nicely. I thought that was well done.
Yeah, I agree. And then I had a question. When Kendall was on the phone with Matson, and then he was like, okay, send, because to me, when I was watching that, I was like, okay, Matson's just confirming,
Yeah.
like, don't ask for more money. And then he texted, being like, show me
Okay.
the numbers. What the fuck was that? That was one thing I turned to you and
Yeah, no,
being
I
like,
thought
what?
that was a great moment because up until that moment, even the past episode, I'm like, okay, so I guess Kenny's taking the back seat now, and we're just hanging out with this trio because all three seasons before it's Ken versus Dad. So up until that moment, we didn't have much of Ken making any like individual decisions, but what that call basically was there was just
Mm-hmm.
like, it was Matson being like, "Don't fucking do it. Otherwise, I could walk."
Yeah.
And I think Ken read that situation as he's scared and he might actually pay more money. And that was kind of the vibe Matson was giving off. It was he didn't have to make that phone call, but he's a little.
But like, I don't know. Like, if I got that call, I'd be like, yeah, let's
But
not.
I
Let's
mean, it
not.
set up the conversation at the bar table where it's like, hey, he's kind of feeling pushed up against the wall. But also, I wrote down, I took a note. I was like, because I agree with you, right? If I heard that, I'd be like, okay, great, that confirms that I'm not going to vote against. But it's the classic Kendall moment where he just does the wrong thing. He always does the fucking stupid thing.
Right.
And with the swelling
Right.
music, it was such an epic moment of him coming out of the subway. Uh, yeah, I like that for him. We kind of got our old Kenny back after that moment.
Yeah. I mean, I like non-sad Kendall, which I know there's a whole account. I know the person, she's great, or he, we don't reveal their identity. But Kendall Roy's sad, I
Yeah,
think is the tag. And I know they were really sad because Kendall's not sad anymore. He's like on his shit again.
yeah, yeah.
He's a Buddhist
Yeah,
now. That was
great.
fucking
He's eating
hilarious.
sunflower seeds from Erewhon. He's dropping quotes from meditation books. But he's got to lose the fucking hat. Okay, he wore the hat the whole episode.
It was a weird shaped
Yeah,
hat
it's just
today, I thought.
I don't like the rich boy hat. I just see we got hearts coming in. The people agree. Let's lose the hat.
No, 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 I like the hat. I mean, the hat is
Just too
Kendall, but
much.
it was just like it was a little
Too
Pharrell.
much.
Like,
Is that a nightclub? Take
no,
the hat off. Take the hat off. That's how I feel.
all right. If you guys drop in the comments, hat or no hat on Kenny. I'm for hat. James is no hat. I
Yeah,
can't believe
lose the
it,
hat.
but okay. Um, both gotta go. I
We're
don't know
both
what that
wrong.
means. Both what?
Okay, yeah.
um, so then I thought Connor tracking Willow was so
That was you.
relatable and so funny. That is everyone, okay? Everybody
Lose.
tracks their partners
Everyone's saying no
today,
hat tag.
okay? Why?
Oh, we
What's
got
wrong
a
with the
pro
fucking hat?
hat.
It's
Yeah,
pro
one.
hat, pro
Oh,
hat,
we got another hat
hat.
for sure.
Hat in. They're fucking rolling in. That's like his
Hoodie and
staple.
hat both gotta
Oh,
go.
they have a hoodie and hat.
All I'm saying is when you're
They're fine with the
indoors,
hat. The regs are pro.
just take it off. Just take it off. It's
Okay, well, I can't wait to post you on the story wearing
all right.
hats
Let's move
indoors all
on.
the time.
We've covered the hat gate. Now,
Yep.
where are we? So they're in the bar. They're talking about whether or not they're going to push the vote, and Connor's just sitting there being like, "Can I not win? Can I literally just not win?" You know, the older brother that just has zero
I,
power.
it's so sad because his wedding is tomorrow. His wife, almost
Yeah,
wife, has left him, and all they could talk, and it was sad. And they're not even including him. And then he just wants
yeah,
everybody to get along
yeah.
too.
It was sad.
Do you think it was like on the run? What did you
Uh,
think?
yeah, she was probably just out with the girls, or maybe she was just going for a walk, thinking about the whole thing. I mean, I haven't been married, but I imagine a walk the night before your wedding would be
No,
awesome. Like the way to do it, think everything through.
she literally
Yeah, she
ran
was
out
drunk.
halfway through the party. I don't. I
I don't know.
okay. Well, whoever you get to, I would advise you not to walk
No,
out
not
the
like
night before
that.
and go on a
Oh
walk.
my God.
That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, we can move on. What about Roman getting the
So
text
funny. I'm
from
like,
Daddy?
it's like they're talking about an ex. They're talking about their dad, like they're texting, like someone's texting their ex-boyfriend. It's hilarious.
Also, I thought it was funny that they're like, "Take care." That's a little warm, and he was like, "What do you want to
Yeah,
say? I hope you
that
fall down
was
a
funny. My
fucking flight
dad
of
laughed at that
stairs."
one. That was good.
Good. Okay, so then we go
Wait,
into the karaoke
before
scene, which
before
I
we
think
go there, I
is
just want to touch on because the scene with Greg and Carrie and Tom, we're missing a lot of Tom and Greg scenes. The Tom and Greg getting
Mhm.
the pep talk of how to talk to Carrie was really that was hilarious. I want to go back and watch that scene.
yeah, yeah. I thought that was a great scene, and then it was just funny the lineage of Logan telling Tom what to do, leading the horse to
Yeah.
water in the conversation, and then him doing the same exact thing to Greg, and then Greg trying to do it to Carrie, and then after he kind of badly did it, he
Yeah,
was like, "The job is done. Like I
and he
did it,"
just
and he was
butchered
proud
the
of himself.
job. And you know what? That was actually pretty relatable because we've all been there where we go in doing something we don't want to do, and despite the outcome, you just feel like you did the job regardless. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I got it done, which is all that matters.
Yeah, karaoke time.
So now karaoke time. Uh, First, I just want to ask a general question. Like, do you like
Are you
private
asking
room
me?
karaoke?
Okay. I
Yeah,
I
that's what they
appreciate
did.
you
They went.
asking me
What,
for the regs here because you know my answer on this, and I even oh you
no,
don't?
I'm just
I
asking if we
noted it
don't know each
down
other.
that
Go
you and
on.
I are Roman for karaoke, that we can't stand it at all. It's just not the vibe. It's not the vibe.
I know.
No, I can't stand it.
I'm I'm sure a lot of the regs are going to disagree, and like that's totally fine. And I love that it
Truly.
brings joy to other people. I just genuinely understand what fun it is to go into a room with like five of your friends and to all sing to each other and pay for it. Like, one, you can do that in your own family room if you really want to. And two, like, if you want to do karaoke, I say at least do it to a dive bar and do it to the
Could
audience,
we could
have
we
some balls.
acknowledge how funny it was that Connor just being a rich boy who's never done karaoke, doesn't know how to pick a karaoke song?
Okay, so that was gonna be my next question. One, what the fuck was that
No, I don't.
song? Do you
I
know?
actually don't.
Okay. I would have taken him for like a Billy Joel or Elton John, like a Piano Man,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I don't know, one of those. I wanted to ask you what, with the Roys going down the list, if they all had to sing a karaoke song, what do you think they would pick?
I feel like
I think Logan would pick a Frank Sinatra song, like I Did It My Way, or is that no?
Which, by the way, quote of the episode was Kendall being like, "Give us a quick blast of New York, New York, and fuck off" to his dad. That was great. I would say that Kendall would and this is maybe this is copying out a little bit. Kendall would probably, no, screw that. Shiv would probably do a Beyonce song, and actually do it pretty. Yeah, she'd probably do it pretty well too. Like, she'd probably surprise the room with her pipes. You know,
wow,
and then maybe Ken would sing "Stan" from Eminem and actually do like a pretty good job word for word. Gets probably like a 98% on the performance.
Yeah, like rap.
Rap, you know,
stuff.
"Stan," that super depressing Eminem song that's fucking fire. You know, tears don't come, I wonder why. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That song.
And then go ahead.
I said more like the knees weak, mom.
Yeah, that would be good as well. I can also see him doing that one. What do you have? Did you?
And then what do you? Well, we're deciding together. So I said Logan, Frank Sinatra. That was kind of my big thing. We're saying some Radiohead, I think, for Kendall in the chat, and I can see that.
Really funny to watch him do a Tom York. That'd be really good.
I don't know how I feel about Shiv and Beyonce, but I don't know if I have a better answer right now.
Shania Twain.
And then for Roman, no. What? I don't know if she would sing a woman song. I think she'd pick a man song. We're getting
fire clicks from the peanut gallery here.
Okay, and then Robin, what do you think he would sing? Something where you don't have to sing much. He would pick something ironic, like.
What would be it?
I was gonna say like the Macarena, just so he didn't have to sing it.
Yeah, I see him doing. I see him doing like an '80s like Talking Heads, karaoke song.
I don't know what that is.
I feel like you wouldn't know it if I sang it, so I'll have to play it to you another time. But Peanut Gallery, please, Regs, add in on this. What you guys think? Jessica by the Allman Brothers, zero lyrics. That's fun.
They're agreeing that Rome would do something with zero lyrics. Pretty good.
Shiv would sing Shakira.
Which
Shiv would do tracks.
I don't think so. What's Trex?
I don't know.
And be good at this.
I
don't know what Trex is. I feel like that's right and accurate. And then what would Tom sing? What would Tom? I feel like Tom and Greg would do a duet.
Yeah, okay, so Tom would probably try to do like he's not as cool for Frank Sinatra, but he'd probably do like a Michael Bublé Christmas song.
I don't know if we would do like a Christmas song, but I like the idea of Tom doing Michael
like
Bublé.
A James Blake sad boy song. Not James Blake. Help me out here. Who's the artist? Yeah, that one.
You're beautiful. That was my song with my 8th grade boyfriend.
So
actually,
romantic.
that's a fun
His
fact. It was pretty romantic. I'm not gonna say it. All right. Well, that was a fun game that we just made up. Next question. Okay, let's just go into the scene. I thought that this was one of the best scenes of the whole show. And when Logan came, I mean, I think the biggest question is like, do you trust him? And do you think he was genuinely sorry? Because he said sorry and he I don't normally apologize. I thought the freaking acting was so good because
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, he really turned me into a um Team Logan there for a minute. And that the answer is tricky because yes, I believe him. I believe that he is sorry, but I also believe that he can turn on a dime and apologize and then move on and go right back into doing terrible things to his kids, you know?
Well, that's why it's so hard because Shiv called him a human fucking gaslight, which I thought was a great line. And it's so hard because I do believe him, but that's exactly why they get fucked over so much, is because they believe him, they go back to him, and then they get fucked over. And that's what they were saying to Carrie, like, oh, are you off the air? Like, but he was right to take her off the air too. Like, it's not
Right.
like he just did it to fuck her over.
I have a theory here. What if,
Oh, and I just want to pull out that Anne doesn't think he's sorry. A lot of people are like not believing
well,
him, so I'm
what
just a
if
fucking
this was his
sucker.
play? And this is why the episode ended the way it did. What if he knew that Kendall and Shiv he wasn't going to win them over by going in there. But what he was doing was he was trying to get Rome back, right? So he was the one that was calling
Mm.
Rome. He was texting Rome. He was kind of softening him up. And he went in there and said everything that he knew would get Rome to come back into his favor. And that's all he needed. He kind of only needed one. You know what I mean? He didn't need all of them.
That that's interesting. I wonder. I don't know. I don't I don't know if he was that calculated to do that or if he just went fishing and he caught Rome. But
Rex, you're saying yes.
I mean, I do think it's funny time.
Keep going. No,
Oh,
keep going.
okay.
Keep
Well,
going.
I mean, no, I hadn't thought about it like that, but I do think that that is really smart. I don't know. It's just hard because like he is such a gaslighter, but then he makes such good points where he's like, "You are you guys fucking kidding me? Why are you asking for more money?" And I think he's right. I think Matsson's gonna not be happy, and they're
Yeah.
gonna fuck it over.
Yeah.
And then when I mean, and then Connor literally made me want to cry at the end.
Oh,
I forget what he said now, but like the love
it
stuff.
it was a beautiful moment payoff for him to come home to Willa in bed. I thought that was so well done. That was he needed that moment. You know that
He, he
this last season's doing a lot of it's just doing a good job of hitting these scenes that we need to see. You know, we need to see Connor have a little soft, tender moment with Willa before this awful wedding that's about to occur. You know what I mean?
well, so that's what I wonder if she literally just went home. Like if she just went home, like she didn't go anywhere. She just
Right.
literally left and went home. So that I thought would have, but I just thought that line of like, I'm so used to not having love. And like he finally got, yeah, love is like, not
Right.
having love is like a superpower. And
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
so
Young
sad.
Gerald's legs
He finally,
is quoting it perfectly. You're needy love sponges, and I'm a plant that grows on rocks and lives off insects that die inside of me.
why are
It's
you
such a
laughing?
banger
Like
line.
fucked
It's
up.
just such a good line.
It is. It's so sad. And then I thought that when fucking Logan walked out into the street and was like, look at this guy, like they should all come out of here. Like it's like he's
Yeah.
not fucking wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I thought that was another incredible acting scene. It just gave me chills.
Yeah,
I just love
this
Logan.
is episode. I mean, obviously, if we were to look at probably the stats on how many lines per episode Logan has, is far in the lead.
Oh, you just cut out, but were you just saying that he had
Yeah,
a
I
lot
was
of
saying
lines
if
in this
we were to look
episode?
at like a list of all the episodes and see how many lines Logan has in each episode, this, season 4, episode 2 far exceeds the other episodes with lines. I mean, that monologue alone And then at the end, he was just like, oh, wow, he's really opening up here. Or maybe.
Yeah. So then he was walking out on the street. I loved that scene. I thought it was just fucking so good. And then he's home with Tom, and it was really crazy that Rome came in. When Rome came in, my jaw
Yeah.
dropped. I went like this.
Yeah.
I was shocked. Was that coming?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I thought they could have ended the episode with Connor crawling in with Willa, but of course they needed the cliffhanger. And yeah, no, I mean it made sense. It made sense, but two episodes
Yeah.
now
No,
in a row. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was shocked, and I thought it was interesting that when Roman walked in, he
Yeah.
immediately told Tom to get up
Yeah.
and leave.
And then Rome like playfully
Did you-
making fun of Tom, but not in a vicious way. I forget what he said.
Yeah, yeah. Did you catch that Shiv had the phone
Yeah,
wanting to
that was
call
good.
Tom at
And
the
I also
end?
thought, like, what about for the people that can't read that tiny, screen?
I don't think it
Huh?
matters, you know? It's just one of those things that shit, you're just like, oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. And if you don't,
Yeah, well,
like,
it's
you
kind of
don't.
that. It's kind of now the time where Tom he's not playing hard to get. He's just hard to get right now, and there's probably some attraction there for good old Shiv.
Well, I also thought, I mean, just rounding it out with Tom, I mean, with Logan and Rome, I think it's interesting again that he was like, we're doing this meeting. He said no Jerry, which I thought was interesting. He wants Rome to come, and it's on the day of Connor's wedding. And Rowan was like,
Yeah.
what the
See,
fuck? What
another
about
moment
Connor's
where Rome
wedding?
just shows his big old heart. He's like, come on.
No, and then Logan was like, oh well. And then I was like, you're making it so hard to
I
be
know.
Team Logan right now.
So yeah, that was the that was the episode. That was a good recap there.
Yeah,
I
I thought it was.
You thought it was what?
Go ahead.
Well, I was
No,
just
go
gonna
ahead.
say I have a quote of the episode that I thought you would write. If we're just gonna dive in here and just throw in some other thoughts. When Roman was in the bar and he goes, Billy Ray Cyrus, Kentucky Fried Shit Shack.
I didn't even hear that line. Oh, that's great. What do you think's gonna happen next episode? Do you think Rome is
Well,
gonna
I
cross to
did watch
Logan's
the
side?
next week on. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
I didn't watch that.
I'm gonna
I
cheat
was
a little
too.
bit here. Basically,
What was?
it's at the wedding, and Logan. The drama of the episode looks like Logan is pinning Roman against Jerry, and Jerry's being like, "You motherfucker! Like, look what I've done for us." So that's
Wait,
well.
how is he gonna pin him?
Well, Logan's
Why?
getting
What?
the notion that Jerry's excited to work for Matson and kind of get away from the Logan camp, and he's sniffing that. He smelled that in the meeting. So the best way to get back at Jerry would be to have Logan maybe deliver some not so great news to her.
You,
Yeah, Roman
you mean
deliver
Roman?
not so great news to her. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it
I'll have
looks
to
like a
watch
great
that.
episode.
I love it. All right, well, I say we open it up to the regs now. If you guys have any thoughts, questions, concerns you want to write in the chat, we will look at the chat now, because before we were just
Blabbering away.
focusing on the discussion. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. How do you feel about this setup, James? The not being together.
I definitely prefer being next to you. It's easier to kind of banter and go back and forth. I'm being super conscious about not speaking when you're speaking because I don't want the audio to cut out.
Yeah, I haven't been conscious of that, I don't think.
And I don't like my lighting. I feel like you have the superior setup there in our apartment.
I do. We're getting some questions. Do you guys think we will have an episode like Kendall's birthday? That level of peak? Any thoughts? I wonder, James said something funny when we were rewatching it. He's like, Succession loves weddings. They've had so many weddings. They had Shiv's and the mom's and now Connor's. So I wonder if we'll get a Kendall birthday episode. My gut's saying no. What do you think?
Well, do you guys think we will get an episode like Kendall's birthday, that level of peak? I think we're going to see it next episode with the wedding.
Yeah.
I think they're really going to go above and beyond, and there's going to be a lot of funny inside jokes, maybe not inside jokes, but just funny jokes commenting on rich society through the wedding.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Next reg up, the dick pic debacle ruined Jerry. Logan lost all respect for her. He totally treated her differently since then, which sucks, like
that's no kink shaming. Great point there, Tay. And that's right, I actually kind of forgot that happened last season because so much fucking happened. And yeah, that's definitely weighing in on how he's treating her right now.
Gleamer 629 said keep the waiters away from Kendall. Funny. Which is so real. That's when he killed. How is that going to come up? It's gotta come up in the end, right?
There's going to be some sort of payoff there. Like you said last week, it's the smoking gun. But I do wonder if they're going to make a nod at that at the wedding, like
at the wedding.
Not even that.
Roman
maybe just like a waiter coming up to drop off like champagne and like walks up to Kendall and goes, "Champagne, sir," and he goes, "No, thank you." And there's just kind of like that little moment. Yeah,
that would be loaded. I do joke about it being like, "Oh, Ken, you
right.
kill any of these waiters?"
He can't help himself, like in the bar with his brother.
Yeah. I saw a really interesting TikTok that said if you want to know what happens in the last season of Succession, then just listen to Roman, because he's much like a jester where he says everything that's going to happen that's so ludicrous but nobody believes him. So to things like him being like, oh, Kendall's gonna lose all of his fucking marbles and like kill or like whatever, and everyone's like ha ha ha, and nobody believes him.
That jester to the king who is his father. And Shiv is so the broken, like betrayed daughter who wants revenge, and obviously Kendall is Hamlet, just extremely depressed. Yeah, I mean the cast is so Shakespearean. I love it.
Oh, my setup's not so great. Do we think Roman's gonna go to the dark side? You kind of answered it. I think he is going to switch over. I
yes. I think he will too. I think his dad got him right where he wanted him, and
I think he with his dad. He's like, I think we're being greedy. Shiv was like super greedy in this episode. Face it,
heading ATN, that's the best job for a guy like Roman. It's a crazy news channel. Like he can call the shots. He could be he could be as crazy and as evil as he wants there.
Yeah, I kind of think Roman is the best person to do it right now. And I'm kind of liking Tom as a prospect.
Here's my take on Tom after watching that episode. And this is in my own dreamland. I would have loved to see Tom Wambsgans go for president.
Oh.
Perfect. I want him to be my president. You know what I mean? He's the perfect presidential candidate.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean,
do you think Connor's still going to go for it?
He's 1%. I don't know what more they could do. Well, there is going to be the election actually, so they are going to have to talk a little bit more about it.
Okay. Yeah, I think they will focus on it in later episodes. And then last question. Did you see how Jeremy or Kieran, I forget which one, said Connor's the most evil one because he's basically trapped Willow with a golden cage? I didn't notice that. Yeah, then they were making all those open jokes of like, no, Willow's definitely better than you. Don't fucking leave her. Or like, she's on a different
just throw another 10,000
like,
or get her a snowmobile or something like that. Yeah.
So bad. Um, Honestly, I know I keep saying last question, but then more keep coming in and I feel bad. Honestly, what are your thoughts on Carrie as a character and how far do you think her character will go? Sexually or because I think they've gone all the way. I think it's interesting. I think it's just like an interesting plot point that Logan is like fucking his assistant and maybe
Interesting.
she'll fuck him over in the end.
I like
Look
that.
at me.
Yeah. I could. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see how that plays. She finds out that it was Logan who told Tom, and there was no.
Well, I think
I
she
don't
already
know. I
knows that,
think
though.
she doesn't know it because she kind of got sidetracked with when she was going to come in and maybe say something to Logan. Logan hit her with the bombshell that the kids were ready to vote no on the Gojo deal.
Yeah, but in the karaoke room, they're like, "Oh, did he fuck you over too? Like, congratulations, good
That's true.
he got fucked by
Yeah, so
dad."
maybe
Blah
that's
blah blah
just how
blah.
they.
But I could see like they're setting her up to be so loyal to him that like maybe she still
Yeah.
will fuck him over some other way. Um. All right. Any last thoughts, questions, concerns from you? Should we try to get someone else in here? I don't know if
Yeah,
we'll
I
do a
mean, who wants to
three-person thing.
join at 10 o'clock at night on Pacific Standard Time? It's a school night. Hey, thank you guys for joining in here. I know we've been floating around the 30 to 70 mark, and I really just appreciate all you guys for caring. I know it's a little bit late. We had fun last week doing this, so we definitely want to do it again, and we're going to do it next week and the week after, and just keep this little community going. So thank you.
Yeah, we'll be doing this weekly. We'll try to stick around the same time and make it earlier than this. Next week we'll be on the East Coast, so we'll probably do it a little earlier.
We could
Actually,
probably pull off a. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what next week looks like.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure my parents will get in on that one, give their opinions.
Okay.
It'll probably be
I'm just
inappropriate.
looking at
It'll
my
be
notes.
great.
Any last thing? Okay, my last thought. I'll leave you with this. Did Shiv
Please.
get a haircut in that first scene? You didn't notice that?
I
Okay.
didn't notice
Maybe other
that,
people
no.
did. Did anybody else notice that Shiv's hair was looking a little different? Anyone?
In the meantime, someone asked, how do I feel about Sam noticing our video? And that's Mr. Billy Dunn. We had a lot for the non-successioners or the successioners who also follow our other stuff. We did a Daisy Jones video, and the main character, Daisy Jones, reposted it, Riley, and Mr. Billy Dunn liked it on TikTok. And you know what? It's pretty cool. We felt pretty good about it.
I think, Tay, you should take us out right now with a little bit of song from Daisy Jones and the Six.
I don't know if I want their ears to bleed and like everyone will
What
drop off
you don't want to
immediately.
know. Come on.
Baby, baby, baby. Who you are. If you guys don't know, I have the worst voice ever, and so I sing pretty badly in the video. And Riley, who plays Daisy Jones, is Elvis Presley's granddaughter, and she showcased my beautiful voice to the world. So I just want you guys to think about
it all night, guys.
Okay, I think now that I've serenaded everybody,
all right, I love you guys.
We can go now.
Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
And for our ritual goodbye,